for dessert, and I had big fish, big piece about this big, and tartar sauce.
What else?
Oh,
dear. You had coleslaw?
and I had coleslaw, and a dish of mixed vegetables, cauliflower and stuff on it.
You guys look at this
You like these now?
Shell is.
Oh my goodness, they have there cost over $1 million.
General Grant's home.
Go.
Up that way.
Two blocks, General Grant's house.
Did they have bathrooms in General Grant's today?
I don't think so. Everybody gets up.
He may not have them.
There's the old schoolhouse.
That is like an old school.
There's the old schoolhouse.
Waterworks.
Yeah.
That's the old waterworks that went to school.
It wasn't a
Waterworks.
It wasn't ever a schoolhouse.
That looks like Hollyhock.
We don't have an oven to make banana bread with.
This is one you have to take. Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the incline there.
Okay. Here comes Chief back up.
There's the parking place down here.
You went this way because then it gets back down here. You ain't not let. You have that enlarged.
Yes. 1964.
And how you doing?
Fine, are you?
Good.
He walked right in front of you, didn't he?
I'm sorry. That's what you're not paying
I don't know. I just well, the Civil War was in 1865. Everything's uphill. Everything's uphill from here.
One thing about it, we've got to come down eventually.
Yes.
What are they doing? What's holding things up? You're holding me up. You're holding me
I
up.
think he's got to go in and buy our tickets or something.
Oh. No, it's where it's up right now.
We're not in front of God.
How many is on our trip this time? Anybody can count?
About 28.
How many's on our trip?
I didn't
We
count.
got 7 in ours.
11,
We have 31.
Only lost one, that's pretty good. We're doing all right, yeah. Well, at this rate, by the time we get home.
Everybody line up. We'll get all the pictures.
Oh, good average.
Stay there, Miss Hunter.
Oh my.
Sister, right up here on the porch. Come on out here, Rick. Come right up around here, folks, if you want to.
She took the picture. Get in here with us. Come on. Come on.
Okay, now everybody together, please. 1, 2, 3. General Grant.
There's a blonde-haired lady right in the back.
tell her to come forward.
Come forward, Jenny.
Jenny, get up here.
She can see me.
Charge her $1.
I don't think we're gonna
Cheers.
Charge her $1.
It is a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Nice day. We've had that
the way we planned
I'd like to welcome you to General Grant's home, State Historic Site. First of all, I have a little tidbit for you. Right here we planted roses. We just did this a couple weeks ago, I guess I planted them. I did some research. And these are American Beauty roses. But did you know that while General Grant was president, his gardener in the White House developed the American Beauty rose. This is the original old American Beauty rose. Won't look like today's American Beauty, but it's a very pretty rose. So just thought you'd like to know that. Well, first of all, the general was not originally from Galena. He was born in Point Pleasant, Ohio in 1822. He did not come here to Galena until 1860. He was 38 years of age, already married, and had 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. He worked in his father's leather goods store on Main Street and rented a home across town on High Street. Now, 11 months later, in 1861, the Civil War broke out. Being a West Point graduate, ex-Army man, he volunteered to train the troops for President Lincoln and left for the Civil War. It was not till he returned here when the Civil War was over in 1865 that he was given this home and furniture by 13 citizens here in Galena. Grateful citizens for a job well done in the war. Spent $2,500 for home and furniture. How would you like to do that now?
Wow.
So, 3 years later, he was elected president in 1868. He was the 18th president. He filled 2 terms. After his second term was over, he did return here for a short time. Then he left on a 2-year world tour. Then he was in and out of the house until 1880 was the last time he was in the home. At that time, he left for New York. That's where he died of throat cancer in 1885. His wife, Julia, remained in New York. She lived until 1902. And in 1904, the children deeded the home and the furniture to the city of Galena, stating it be left as a memorial to their father. So it's been open to the public since 1904. However, in 1931, the city could no longer afford the upkeep or expenses, and they deeded it over to the state. Since that time, the state of Illinois has funded it. Now, the state restored the home for the first time in 1955-56, and we've just finished restoring just the lower level in 1994. We've not restored the upstairs yet. So when you go in, the lower level is of the 1868 time period with your wallpapers, window treatments, and floor coverings. Upstairs, however, it's anywhere from 1865 through to the 1880 time period. We do have a step as you go in, so be sure and watch that, folks. Outside, as you exit the back, there are restrooms. If you have any questions at all, be sure and ask. When you're going in, we'll probably have to break you up in 2 groups because it'll be too crowded with all of you in one room at a time. So, but if you have a partner and you want to stay with them, stick close to them. If you want to lose them, you know what to do, okay? Okay, thanks a lot.
I lost her already. She said, do I have to?
Jenny don't want me.
Jenny don't want you either. It's on camera, I suppose. You want to wait for the side? Everybody seems to want to go ahead.
How many of them are going to get in for $1?
All of them. I guess we're
Don't
getting
tell anybody, but we all got in for their price.
Okay, now,
They don't call him the Baptist Jew for nothing.
Be sure to left here and see the library. This is the general's favorite room.
I said I can already.
Can I go with you?
Parlor there.
You weren't trying to lose me, were you?
Did I start something out here?
How are you going to recognize all the backs of our
I'm gonna
heads?
cut you off after you.
Okay.
Get
Oh,
guys
you will.
together. So, I think that's about
Oh,
it.
yeah, I will.
Okay?
You will.
Okay, then we'll have you go right into
If I ever see
the
him.
library.
that last half.
Be sure to
Yes,
see the
yes.
library, though. That's
Saving the best for the
general's
last.
Just turn around there a little bit, see?
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Don't let them look too hard, they'll take her.
I know. Oh, well.
And then you could go back through.
Favorite room. And then we'll have you go right on to the right end of the parlor and stay in the parlor if you would, please. Okay? And watch your step here. This first one's a real booger. Right here.
Don't slip on the same thing. Mine gets covered, made it, so that's all.
My oldest daughter, my wife likes to read. My son, he don't want to read.
Your You're officially counted when you walk through the door here. Miranda? Hi.
Oh.
Oh, is that different?
Then we'll have you just go right off to the right, folks, when you're ready here. So, but be sure and get a glance at the library. This was the general's favorite room.
Oh, nice.
Thank you very much. Sorry to
Like that for myself. Very nice.
Is this wall covering?
That's an 1868 reproduction wall cover, yes.
Oh, we're supposed to go in.
Okay, just come right into the parlor now, folks. You ready? Go all the way down if you would, please. Those are original, aren't those beautiful? Yeah.
I like the faces. Yeah, I was looking at those two. I like that one on the table. Yes.
Okay, now this is the parlor, and this is the room that General Grant accepted congratulations from friends and relatives on being elected president. Stood right in front of a piano, very similar to that one, shook hands with all the people that came through. That piece is the only piece in here that's not original to Grant. We do not know what happened to the original one. However, this one was donated to us because it was the same year, 1868, very similar in style, same brand, chicory. It was given to us, you might recognize the name, by the Felt Manor here in Galena. Very famous home. And Mrs. Grant and the daughter Ellen both played piano. However, General Grant was known to say that he only could recognize 2 songs, Yankee Doodle, and all other songs were not Yankee Doodle. It was what we call tone deaf today. So. Now, as you go home, or as you go through the home, the majority of the furniture through here is original to Grant. And I want you to notice something, how low the furniture is, the floor. That's a Victorian style, but also people were much shorter back then. The average height of a man during the Civil War was 5'7", a woman under 5 foot. However, Grant was just a little bit above average, not quite 5'8". The black furniture here is upholstered with horsehair and silk, tails and manes of horses woven with silk threads. Very durable fabric, very itchy, stickery, real uncomfortable to sit on, they say. The green chair there was the general's favorite chair. I think it'd be mine too. So. Carpeting is an exact duplicate of the original, made on the very same loop the original was. It's called a looped Brussels. Now, as I was telling you, Grant went on a 2-year tour. Well, on that tour, some of the gifts he received, the 2 oil paintings on each side of the fireplace, there are Mexican scenes, given to Grant by the government of Mexico. 2 vases on the fireplace are gifts from the King of Bulgaria. They're Bohemian glass. Any questions, folks? Anything you'd like to know about the parlor I haven't told you, or any questions about the general?
We're marrying a tilt-top table.
Isn't that beautiful? Paper mache tilt-top table, inlaid with mother of pearl. Okay, well, when you're ready, folks, you may go right into the dining room. Now, that's a little smaller room, so you will really have to double up in there. I always tell everyone, by the time they leave the dining room, they know each other quite well. Just come all the way down if you would, folks. Just let me know when everyone gets in or within hearing distance. And I will repeat for anyone on the end that can't hear or see, okay? Is that everyone? Okay, the silver is the silver the Grant used during his White House terms. Dishes are the original Haverland china that the Grants had made special for their daughter Ellen's marriage in the White House. And if you look closely on the top of the soup bowls there, you can see the initial G. Ellen was married in 1874 during Grant's 2nd presidential term. The woodwork through the home is pine, false grain to look like oak. It's been cleaned back to that original false graining that was on here when Grant lived here. Another gift the Grants received on their 2-year world tour, the urn and the table in the far right-hand corner there, that was given to Mrs. Grant by the citizens of Yokohama, Japan. The portrait above the fireplace was done of Grant shortly after his 2-year world tour in a Chicago studio. However, the artist was unknown. The portrait was not signed. Carpeting in here was reproduced in England. Wallpaper was reproduced in France, and they are of the time period only. We did not know what pattern was in here, other than we did know there was some type of a scroll in the carpeting. Any questions? Okay, well when you come out, we'll have you go up to the stairs to see the bedroom stacks, but as you're coming out, be sure and glance over to your left. There's a lithograph of the Grant family, the general, his wife Julia, the 4 children, Frederick, Ulysses Jr., Ellen, and Jesse, the youngest. But be sure and notice how out of proportion the heads are with the bodies. That was quite typical of a lithograph. They'd paint the bodies. Later on, they'd set the photographs of the heads on. So be sure and notice that. It's quite comical, actually. And then as you're going up the stairs, help yourselves, folks, if you'd like brochures, and you come down the back stairs. Anyone not wishing to climb the stairs, too, we can let through this side door. Okay, well, you just go right ahead, ma'am. Help yourself if you'd like some brochures. And read out there. We'll tell you a little bit about the back.
We have a question.
Question.
Ma'am?
Question.
Well, after everyone goes up the stairs, you can get a real good close-up of it.
We have a question.
Yes.
Do you know if these are family members hanging on the wall?
The one closest to us here on the left is Elihu Washburn. Elihu B. Washburn. He was a good friend of Grant's. However, they did have a falling of ways later on in life. But he was a congressman here from Galena for many, many years, and also he was the campaign manager for both of Grant's presidential elections. The middle one is Mrs. Washington reception. That's Grant.
What's the money on the bid?
Somebody threw it on there. And your clothes in the rack in the room.
Did you folks on the end here have any questions at all?
Well, let's see. It's like a kid can slide down the banister, but you go straight down. Well, but we're kind of. Oh, yeah.
Stay in line.
That looks hard. Yes. One more.
Her mother-in-law had a cottage down Bass Lake. And Ned painted over the painting. She brought that home. No, I watched her bet now.
What?
That's her wedding.
Oh, nice.
You betcha.
I've never heard of House before. House sewing machine?
No, I think.
You like that color wallpaper?
Great.
Look at that chair. Never seen anything like that.
Interesting. Fancy one, isn't it? I like the foot of the bed. What's the head of the bed look like?
Similar, only higher. A lot higher. Go ahead, it's beautiful. Oh, yes. Very pretty. That's what they were.
Well, that's what you call them? That's what they go. Oh, yeah. That's better than
Look at this headboard. It's gorgeous. Did you see the headboard? It's different than the beautiful too.
No, I don't think I
It's
did.
real ornate. It's not like the footbed. Isn't it? See, look at. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh. I don't like carving.
They're just talking
Yeah.
about, people, when you're supposed to come over here, done all so much carving, but they're just about,
You don't see that
that
anymore.
kids don't do
Yeah.
it. Like that.
No. Get a picture of the thunder mug here.
Is that it there?
Oh, this is Steve.
Well, how would you like to have the picture of these dogs?
Oh.
I can't move. She did. She
This is the first time I've seen them put plexiglass. That's smart. They put plexiglass on this. When you put your hand up, you're not getting it oily. Yeah. I didn't see this, did you? Oh, this is the other side of the library?
Mm-hmm.
What's the cannonball for? Is it cannonball?
Cannonball. Yep.
That's why I'm standing here. Maybe I'll block you. Try not to move as fast.
Oh, okay. Now you look through that doorway over there, you see the bathtub. Oh, this is wonderful. Of course, you had to carry the water in, heat on the stove and carry it back there. And that would drain outside. Now the copper bathtub is between that doorway over there.
Oh.
On it.
Oh, neat.
Now see the copper line, the copper bathtub, you look over the drain and there, see that doorway over there, where you see the copper bathtub. On there. Good afternoon. Now you look through that doorway there, you see the copper line bathtub.
We've already donated.
Yes. Copper line bathtub to there.
We've already donated.
Carry it all the way.
We have a special group rate.
Oh, like that. Oh, my back there. Now that's apple peeler and cherry picker.
Now, you know, that hasn't come too far, even now.
Yeah, Melvin's mother. This is nice.
Are we going back? Are we going back there now to the motel? I was gonna say, or do I? I'm not gonna say it. He'll get it on camera.
Try it. Gonna say it on cue?
Oh.
Oh,
Keep that thing down.
okay.
Hit you one.
It's good. You come on the trip. Thank you.
Now wait a
Good seeing you again. We're always glad for you to come on. Thank you.
Oh yeah, sure. David's in Las Vegas this week. Oh, is he? Ah. What's he doing out there? Doing a show. Uh-huh. He's staying and have the functions in the bathroom. Oh my goodness. Functions in the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll just ask.
I wonder what that is up there. It's 3 o'clock now. We're supposed to be free from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock.